So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
There we go! This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Dudley inside his hookies off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is gonna get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
Welcome to Kansas. We're here for round 2 of the Top Fuel Racing Indy Racing League. The IR18s, the brand new car in their second appearance and their first ever appearance on an oval. And we've got a huge field here tonight for your enjoyment. Yep, it's going to be one hell of a barn burner here at Kansas. So let's just jump right into it. We are going to go straight to qualifying here as it is underway. For some reason I've not got anybody on my screen. Oh, that's why, because yeah, anyway, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes because qualifying cannot be shown because of reasons. We'll be back in a minute.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking fast, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
Oh, there we go!
They caught this time like the last time. I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Down to the inside of Hookie's off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. Oh, I want to leap over.
You join us live here at Kansas. We are here. We are both for broadcasting, and we are live for Top Fuel Racing's second round of the season. Let's go to the grid for tonight's race, as it looks like. Where is it? There it is. That's Tony Pizarro taking over the pole for tonight's race. He'll be joined on the front row by Mr. Garrett Mains. Row 2 will be Ronnie Osmer and Nate Seeker, the two teammates hoping to work together here tonight for tonight's race. Row 3 will be Rick Ravon and Jake Bryan. Row 4 will be Will Kirk and Michael Jeans. And row 5 will be Kevin Cornelius and Chris Samard. Row 6 will be Damon Martinez, Michael Lawler. Row 7 will be Dan Neese and Ernie Ludwig. Row 7 will be Josh Lambert. Josh Lambert and Jeff Hollingsworth. Row 8 will be... that's row 9. Scott Brinson and Mark Walker. And row 10 will be Robert Dudley and Carl Burke. Row 11 will be Colin Scott and Sage Karam. Row 12 will be Bob Lacavara and Chris Walker. Row 13 will be Paul Cromroy and Tony Royce. Row 14 will be Scott Corbin and Doug Kennedy. Row 15 will be Mark McFadden and Johnny Antonucci. Row 16, Tyler Vickery and Chris Foyles. Row 17 will be Jake Champion and Kevin O'Brien. Row 18 will be Raul Alvarez and Brad Truex. Row 19 will be Matt Burkhart and Keith Mayato and Matt Burkhart. And I'm starting, well, I was going to start shotgun on the field, but I'm up in the commentating booth due to my broadcast partner, Mr. Tony Trapasso, being unwell tonight. So I am here. And I am ready to get racing. So let's join Mr. Are they? I hear you. There you are. I'm going to fire up Trading Paints, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. Because I've been having problems with the new screen since Monday, so I do apologise. So they come towards turn 4 now. They're about to get them going. The pace car's off. And away we go. We're underway straight away. 135 laps here at Kansas, and there is Garrett Mains already. Tony Pizarro already out to a decent lead over Mains. And you will see cars going white and then change a different colour. That is because Trading Paints is currently uploading right now. Already Garrett Mains working to the outside of Tony Pizarro as they go through turns 3 and 4. Ronnie Osmer there. And the right to give, number 55. Moving up to second there. Nate Seifka right there. The two phenomenal Evolution drivers really putting the challenge down to Pizarro and Garrett Mains here. And for some reason the cars are jumping all over the place. That's fantastic. That's really what I wanted to see. And Ronnie Osmond moving to the outside, and yeah, they're jumping all over the place. Yeah, fantastic. Rick Ravon there in 4th place. He's moved up a bit. Garrett Mains really falling backwards now, as I do not know what's going on right now. Thinking like a MFer. Further back in the field, there is Sage Karam. Working on the back of Tony Royce, by the looks of things, and I don't know what is going on here. Lovely, isn't it? So for some reason, everyone's jumping all over the place, and I'm Really losing patience with this thing right now. Really am. I'll be right back. Too many cars in it.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. Oh, there we go! They touch!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Dudley trying to hook his off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'm never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. Oh, there we go! They touch!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside of Hookie's off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'm never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
we're back live here on both for broadcasting. I apologise for the technical issues. Keeping me out for a long time. I've even had to restart my computer for some unknown reason. But anyway, we are here. Tony Pizarro still leads this race. We've had, I believe, 2 cautions here. We're lap 21 of 135. Ronnie Osborne trying to work on the outside. I apologise if all the cars are going white. It's because Trading Paints does not like me at the moment. So, that being said, Tony Pizarro still leads the thing. Ronnie Osborne still looking to the outside. Will Kirk is up there too. Garrett Maines is trying to work around the cars in front of him before. Ronnie Osborne now moving to the point. Again, I apologise. All the paints are slowly loaded in, as you can see there. And there we go. They're all loaded in now. And we're under caution again. Chris Voil's in trouble, is it? Actually, not sure who's in trouble here. Got Brinton there, 1 lap down. Ronnie Osborne brings out is in the lead after, I believe, caution number 3 here. Everybody in pit road here. It looks like Tony Pizarro is going to win the race out of pit road. Ronnie Osborne going to come out second. Michael Jeans, Paul Crumright, Robert Dudley, Jake Bryan, Damon Martinez, Stage Karen, Rick Ravon. All of Ravon Motorsports staying out here. Carl Burke staying out as well as Ernie Ludwig. So, under caution again, Michael Jeans is the man at the point right now. Had his first lap here tonight. But of the people that have pitted, Tony Pizarro is the man out in front right now. Ronnie Osborne there. Go back to Tyler Vickery there. And the carbon fibre number 24. Just ahead of Bob Lacavara there. Nate Sifka there too. Back in P21. We had 38 drivers starting this race. Take a look at Dan Neese there. Right in the high line there in the 70. No, he's not. He's on the bottom there in the purple and green, number 74. are back at the front. They are 2 by 2 here for the restart. We're going to get them going. We're going to actually show this one live without the technical issues here. Thank goodness. So through turns 3 and 4, there is Michael Jeans of team turn 3. Off goes the pace car, waiting for Michael Jeans to get them going, and away we go. We're under green again. Jake Bryan and Robert Dudley get going behind them. Watch for that man in the 22 though. That's Mr. Sage Karam, leading his teammates behind him. I take that back because Carl Burke just immediately got the jump on Rick Ravon, moves up to P6 there. Rick Ravon almost immediately has Tony Pizarro to the back of him as they go through turns 3 and 4 to complete another lap. Oh, Tony Pizarro really making some aggressive moves there. He works to the inside of Martinez. Meanwhile, Sage Karam moving his way to the front now. He's already up to P3. Working on the outside of Jake Bryan. Bryan going to get a better run through that corner. Sage Karam to the outside of Jay Bryan. Is he going to get the move done though? That's the question. Tony Pizarro falling back. He's behind Ronnie Osman now. Osman managed to get the move done on him and move ahead of him. Will Kirk is the man that's moved forward the most. He's jumped both Osman and Pizarro. He's already up to P6 now. Working on the outside of Rick Ray. No, working on the inside, I do apologise, of Damon Martinez. He's already got around. There's Ronnie Osman to his outside. Carl Burke just falling behind Martinez there. Sage Karam now up to second place. He's chasing down Michael Jeans. Michael Jeans, a former champion in this series, so he knows how to stay out there in front.
Sound resumed.
Martinez now out managing to get back up to the leaders and behind his teammate. A very close race in here. Let's go back to Garrett Maines there in P10. He's in a really tight pack there. He's got Jake Champion right behind him. Rick Ravon's fallen down to P12 now. Just wanted to stay out of trouble. Right behind him is Michael Lawler in the AZ Direct number 5. Ernie Ludwig with him. Chris Samard is there. Just making a move on Ludwig now. Can't make it work, or does he? He does make it work on the outside, so good move there by Samard. Nate Seifka going to be the next one to go around him on the outside. And immediately going to work on Chris Samard as well, so Nate Seifka on the move. He's going to make a move on Michael Lawler as well at the same time. Doesn't get Lawler, but he definitely gets Samard at this moment. Kevin Cornelius back there in P19. And the green and black number 40. On the black and green number 40. No, he's not. He's in the red car. Sorry, I apologise. Everybody getting stacked up here. That's Keith Mayato on the bottom of the track in the number 19. And the Repsol Honda number 19 car. Reigning champion Scott Brinson really struggling in this race. He's down there in P23 behind Bob Lacavara, not having it all his own way, having connection issues as well. Paul Crumride back there as well. He's battling with Lacavara. And I believe he's bringing Chris Walker with him. There is Walker. running a Buffalo Wild Wings car. He's got Doug Kennedy right behind him. And Dan Neese is there too. A bit further back there's Tony Rice. He's in a battle with Mark McFadden. Ronnie Antonucci and Matt Burkhart right there too. Just been going backwards for the field basically and seeing who's there and who's around. Kevin O'Brien, the last driver on the lead lap in the Toro Rosso inspired number 184. Resident Aussie. Jeff Hollingsworth 1 lap down. Back at the front, Sage Karam still holds it on, holding on to the lead over Sage Karam as they go towards turn 3. Complete another lap. They're already coming towards lap 40 of 135 here. Back to Tony Pizarro. He's up to P4 now. Managed to get around Captain Will Kirk. And Ronnie Osmer has fallen back all the way back to P29. Not sure what's happened to that young man, but he's fallen all the way back there. And he's still falling backwards, so problems there for Osmer. As there goes Burkhart to the inside. Rick Ravon now up to P5. Making some moves. He's right behind his teammate Damian Martinez. As they're putting moves on Tony Pizarro. They're on much older tyres than Pizarro. And they're still able to race around him. Good to see that the Ravon Motorsports drivers are up there in the top 5. Not so good for their closest challengers, Phenomenal Evolution. They're back, mired back in the mid-pack right now. Nate Siefka, the closest challenger there. He's already making his way through the field. He's already up to P6 now. Ahead of Garrett Maines and Carl Burke. And he's coming up to the back of Rick Ravon now, so watch this go down. Working on the outside of Martinez as he goes to turn 3. Gets him easily. His next target will be Ravon. Across the line, completing lap 43, on to lap 44 now. And what's Siefka going to do here? Gets right onto the back of Ravon as they come out of turn 2. Ravon defends on the outside. Siefka though going to dock it to the inside as Ravon gets it into the wall there. Rick Ravon going to brush off the wall. That's going to cost him a bit of speed there as you see Garrett Maines there working on the inside of Damon Martinez. Everybody getting a bit stretched out right now. Michael Jeans though still got Sage Karam right on his rear wing. On his gearbox, that'll do. Tony Pizarro right there as well. Nate Siefka going to move to the inside of Pizarro. Not going to make it work this time though. Back to Ronnie Osborne. He's fallen all the way back to P32. Last driver on the lead lap now. Really struggling in that number 55. Not sure what is going on with Osmer. Maybe we'll grab an interview with him at some point before this race is said and done. Scott Brinson has moved his way up to P18. Meanwhile, he's just ahead of Tyler Vickery. Right behind Michael Lawler. It's getting ever closer between Jeans, Karam, Pizarro and Siefka. Rick Ravon and Garrett Maines, don't count them out. They're right there as well. Karam going to look to the outside as they go into 3. Not going to get the move done there. He's got Pizarro right behind him, so he's got to defend from the number 6 there as well. He's got to take that into consideration. And here comes Pizarro now. Going to take a look to the outside. Karam defends. Pizarro himself is going to defend from Nate Siefka. Got Sage Karam on the brain tonight. I don't know why. Go figure. Anyway. That is your top 4 there. Throw a blanket over 8. Each one of them is Pizarro. Really racing hard with Sage Cameron. You see them all crossing the line there. Now Nate Siefke going to work to the outside as Karaman gets him. Oh, we've got a wreck behind there. We've got a wreck back there. That is Carl Burke. And it looked like Chris Samard as well. It was Chris Samard. That's going to bring out another caution here tonight. Go back and find out what happened there. I'm going to assume it had something to do with Carl Burke. Carl Burke was right on the... Oh, he got into it was Keith Maiato. Go back and see that again. Keith Maiato and Carl Burke getting together. You see Burke in front of Maiato. Maiato tries the outside pass. Doesn't have enough room and they both meet in the middle. And unluckily for Chris Samard, he gets caught up in it too. So big crash there for Burke. Maiato as well. Got some severe suspension damage on that car. And unluckily for Chris Samard, he comes off the worst out of that. He had to tow the machine. As we are in pit road again for some pit stops here. Who's going to win the race off pit road here? It's got to be Nate Siefke that wins the race off pit road. Tony Pizarro comes off second. Michael Jean's third. Main's fourth. Karen fifth. And Rick Ravon coming off sixth. So good for him. But Kevin O'Brien staying out on 26 lap tyres. There he is. The man in the 184. Just got passed by Nate Siefke, so I wonder if... interesting. Mark Walker staying out for a wave around. The top 10 as is follows. Nate Siefke is your man at the point right now. Kevin O'Brien is in second, but he's going to take a pit side by looks of things. Oh, his connection just dropped. Someone's connection just dropped. Anyway, Tony Pizarro is in second. Michael Jean's third. Garrett Main's fourth. Sage Karen fifth. Rick Raven sixth. Seventh is Jake Champion. Eighth is Damon Martinez. Ninth is Will Kirk. And 10th is Josh Lambert. You see him there in the number 25. We are going to get to an interview very soon. So let's talk to our first man of the night. That is going to be Mr. Scott Brinson. Hopefully the connection will hold out. Spotty. Let's speak to Brinson anyway. Number one driver there. Let's grab him right there. Join him in the booth is Mr. Scott Brinson. Scott, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir, Sam. What's going on, man?
Not much, buddy. Having a few technical issues up here in the booth, but I'm managing it, trying to manage it as best as I can. But we're live. We're watching the race. We're doing well. How's your race going, buddy? You seem to be sitting back a bit in the early running of this thing.
What? Well, no, it wasn't so much that. I don't know what I did wrong in qualifying. I did something wrong. I went out there and ran a snowplow time and started 17th, and I don't know, we didn't even race, 8 laps or so before I got caught up in that crash. I went 2 laps down. I've been pretty frustrated, and my teammates are trying to talk me down off the ledge, and somehow I got lucky and got my 2 laps back right away and got back on the lead lap. Now I'm just trying to get out of the back, man. It is crazy as hell in the back, and I don't want to be back there, so I'd rather be up here in the front.
Yeah, saw an incident there between Keith Maiato and Carl Burke. I don't know if you saw much of that, but definitely coming together between one veteran of the league and one of the newcomers of the league. I don't know if you saw much of that, Scott.
No, not much of it. But Sam, we're about to go back green here, brother. I hate to cut you off, man, but we're about to go back to green flag racing.
Okay, buddy. Well, good luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you in post-race.
Or you can pull me back up. We can finish the interview in the next caution if you want.
Okay.
Either or.
All right. See you
later.
See you in a bit, buddy.
Peace.
And that was Mr. Scott Brinson. I just cut him off, so yeah, tit for tat there. We are still live. I'm just making sure of that. As I'm going to take the in-car out. We're back to our leader there as Nate Seeker gets it going. So we're under green again. So through turns 1 and 2, Tony Pizarro already working on the back of Nate Seeker as he tries to get that lead. But look at Michael Jeans working on the inside there. Straight on the inside of Nate Seeker and straight back into the lead goes Jeans, and Sage Karam goes with him. And we've got a caution again. Tony Rice in trouble. See what happened there. It looks like Kevin Cornelius was in that as well. Mark McFadden in it. Looks like Jeff Hollingsworth might have been in it as well. Oh no! That was Mark McFadden that caused that. Let's go back and see what happened to him. So he's there. Oh, bit of netcode there. As around goes the car. Collects Bob Balakavara a bit. Oh, that's a big wreck. That is a huge wreck. Kevin Cornelius in that in a big way. Mark Walker looks like he might have been in that too. Looking at it from Kevin Cornelius' point of view. Somebody else in that as well. Wasn't Mark Walker. It was Hollingsworth. So let's see what happened to Hollingsworth's point of view. You see, oh, he just got collected by the out of control McFadden. That was always going to do it. That was always going to do it. So, unfortunately, another caution is out. As everybody's back behind the pace car again. Not sure if we're going to go back down pit road again. There goes Mark McFadden getting a lucky dog there. Michael Jean's mother, he told him he could be anything, so he decided to be the pace car. Good choice there, Michael. There's Rick Ravon there in the number 11. I'm gonna grab a word with my buddy Rick Ravon because I've not interviewed him yet so far. As I'm gonna drag him up to the booth. There he is. As joining me in the booth now is Mr. Rick Ravon. Rick, I've never interviewed you before, but you're here now. Early on in the race, we're on lap 58 of 135. How's she going? How's she handling out there, buddy?
She's handling great, but there's, I don't know. Sometimes I'm on the inside and they're driving right by me up top. So, and this last restart, I was on the outside, and it seemed like they drove right by me on the inside. I did tap the wall one time. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I tapped the wall one time coming off forward. I mean, I barely touched it. I just basically rubbed the lettering off my tires, and it said 0X. But when I came into the pits, it used my fast repair, so apparently I needed it. So we'll see what the gold charge feels like when the green comes out this time.
Absolutely, and she's looking very pretty out there, I will admit, Rick. Anyway, still early in the race. We're not up to halfway yet. We're almost there. But what do you think you can do here, sitting in P5 and sitting in P8 and working your way forward?
Well, that's exactly it. We got to try to work our way forward. As you know, it's always a risk versus a reward type deal when you're involved in racing. You know, you don't want to dive down there and take a big risk. But by the same token, you know, you do want to work your way up to the front if you can. So, you know, it's a chess match, and we're just trying to, as far as you know, Ravon Motorsports is concerned, we got Sage up there, and I'm sitting here in where am I? 8th place, and we got Damon back there. Damon's running. Where the hell is he? Yeah, he's 9th. He's right behind me. So right now, Ravon Motorsports is looking great, and we're just looking for the team points. And you know, we get to the end of the race, if we could race for the win and grab that too, fantastic.
Well, Rick, the lights are off on the pace car, and you're about to go green again. So good luck for the rest of the race, buddy, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you in the post-race interview.
Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate it.
That was Rick Ravon, the man in the number 11 gold charge machine. As we are about to go green once again, Michael Jean's going to bring them back to the track again as we are under green conditions. Michael Jean's getting off to a very clean start there. Sage Karam couldn't do anything about it. Nate Siefke files in for 3rd place, but Jake Champion is up there in the top 5 as well, as we got another caution here. Tyler Vickery looks like he's... Oh, a big wreck for everybody. So, not sure what's going on here. Bob Lacavara in it. Let's go with Bob Lacavara and see what happened on the restart. Oh no. That looked like Michael Lawler didn't go on the restart. Let's take a look at Michael Lawler. He just didn't go on the restart. Stacked up behind him. Well, Crumray got a piece of that. Tyler Vickery definitely got a piece of that, and it looks like Jeff Hollingsworth got even more of a piece of that. Mud. It looks like Kevin O'Brien. Tony Rice might have got a bit of it. Johnny Antonucci definitely got a piece of it. Bob Lacavara got a piece of it. Matt Burkhart missing the rear wing. He's definitely got some of that. And Mark Walker got it as well. Not what he wanted to see in the after getting his lucky dog. Maybe Doug Kennedy got some of it as well. No, he did not. Got Corbin. Who knows? Anyway, we are back under caution again. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break, but we will be back soon with more Top Fuel action. Stay tuned.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. Oh, there we go! They caught!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside of Hershey's off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
And you rejoin us live here. Lights are off on the pace car. And we are about to go green again here at Kansas. Round 2 of the Top Fuel IndyCar Series. Indy Racing Series. The brand new IR18. The car making its debut here tonight on the Oval. Made its debut on the road course last week when we went to Donington. That race, of course, won by the man sitting on the outside there, Mr. Sage Karam in that number 22. He was driving the number 3, but they've since changed numbers for the sake of his team, Ravon Motorsports. Speaking of Ravon Motorsports, they are currently in P2, P8 and P10. So all 3 Ravon Motorsports cars in the top 10 here. As far as Phenomenal Evolution goes, the closest challengers, there's only 1 driver in the top 10 from that team. As there goes the pace car, and there goes Michael Jeans immediately after the pace car. And we're under green once again. Nate Siefka almost immediately under pressure from Jake Champion, and now Garrett Maines. Turn 3 Motorsports up in the top 5 as well. As they make their debut tonight as a team. Not too shabby as they have, as I've seen so far. As there comes Tony Pizarro all over the back of Nate Siefka. Siefka trying to work on Sage Karam, but Garrett Maines is a bit further ahead there as he's working on the inside of Karam as they come out of turn 2. Run out of breath there as here comes Jake Champion now to the inside of Siefka. Captain Will Kirk up there in P7. He's got Josh Lambert right behind him. Lambert, I believe, is making his debut here tonight, so good to see him out there. Jake Bryan making his debut out here tonight as well in the Wix number 04. He's demoted Rick Ravon back to P10. He's got help with him. He's got Damon Martinez right there, but here comes Scott Brinson. Already up to P12, and he senses a top 10 out of this. Mentioned when we spoke to him that he had a poor qualifying. As he works to the inside of Martinez, having serious connection issues here tonight. Might be due to the fact that we've got so many cars in this, and that's it. Jay Bryan getting into it with somebody there. I didn't see that there. Let's go back and see that. It looked like Tony Pizarro he got into it with. Team on the outside there. Oh, Jay Champion checked up. And, oh, Rick Ravon got a piece of that as well. Rick Ravon drops all the way down to P17. Got a bit of wing damage there on that number 11. He's just ahead of Carl Burke there. Carl Burke under pressure from Paul Crumright with the P18 spot. Very, very big challenge for positions here at Kansas. Meanwhile, back at the front, Michael Jean still holding on, but here comes Nate Siefka to the outside. Works his way back onto P2. Can't seem to get that position away from Michael Jeans. Michael Jean's been controlling this race very nicely here tonight. Here comes Garrett Maines through the middle. To the inside of Siefka, and he gets him. So Siefka demoted to 3rd. Here comes Will Kirk as well up to P4. Getting Champion in the top 5. Josh Lambert. Where's he come from? He gets the pass on Sage Karam. Karam's going to come back on him on the outside as Josh Lambert loses 2 positions to Karam and Tony Pizarro. Got Brinson already up to P9. He's in the top 10 now. They say call Keith Maiato Jaws. You might as well call Scott Brinson Jaws, as he's just hunting down people and passing them left, right and centre, as now Josh Lambert is in trouble here. Kind of scrubbed off a bit of speed there. Jake Champion working to the inside of Will Kirk. We've got 33 cars still running in this race. Out of the 38 that started here. The biggest ever field in Top Fuel history. We seem to be controlling it very well here tonight, despite the 5 cautions we've had here tonight. Michael Jean's still your leader. Will Kirk getting another push back to the front there. Bringing Nate Siefka and Jake Champion and Sage Karen with him. Ravon Motorsports seem to be falling back slightly. As... Where is... Rick Ravon? He is in P21 now, so he's falling back a bit further. He's working on the back of Matt Burkhart right now. He's got Ernie Ludwig in front of him too. And Tyler Vickery. Ravon to the inside of Vickery. Gets the position away. Good move there by the 11. As they come across the line. We're on lap 77 of 135. This race is going by very quickly. Even with the connection problems we've had. So Ravon Motorsports. Oh! Paul Crumright's around! Rick Ravon's in it big time. Big wreck for Ravon. What happened there? Paul Crumright. Big incident there for him. He's on the outside of Dan Neese as they go through turns 1 and 2. Neese just comes on the track and hits him. Ravon gets into it too. Looks like Matt Burkhart got a piece of it too. Not what you wanted to see at this point in the race. Dan Neese really ruining a couple of guys' races there. Just drifted up the track there. You see the push, the aero push. Really should have backed out of that one, Mr. Neese. So Rick Ravon having to bring a pit side. He is going to have to burn a fast repair here. So had a good run in the early part of the race, did Rick Ravon. Has he used the fast repair already? I think Rick Ravon's race might be done here. Meanwhile, back at the front, we've got pit stops happening. As everybody's in pit road. Apart from, it looks like Jeff Hollingsworth staying out to get a wave around. And Chris Samard. Tony Pizarro staying, oh, he's in his box as well. So, pole sitter is in. Garrett Main's winning the race off pit road here. Michael Jean second, Nate Siefka third, Karen fourth, Josh Lambert in fifth, Will Kirk in sixth, Scott Brinson moving up a couple of spots to seventh. So, good for him. Rick Ravon looks like he's out of this thing. Unfortunate for the man in the 11 who was having such a good early run. Fate of Ravon Motorsports rests on the heads of Sage Karam in P4, Damon Martinez in P10. Ronnie Osmer, he's stayed out to get a lap back, so good on him. He is currently, well, he's 2 laps down now, but was 3 laps down. We're under caution number 6 here at Kansas. Garrett Main's your leader. Michael Jeans in second. Nate Siefka third. Let's have a word with Nate Siefka actually. I want to see what his thoughts are going this race. Further into this race actually. Where is he? There is. That's joining me in the booth now. Here's Nate Siefka. Nate, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Running in third place here. You've been up front for most of it. Well, apart from coming from the back at one point. But how's it going out there, buddy?
It's very racy. It's the kind of racing I enjoy, especially with the group of guys that we got up here. Feeling very confident. Still got my fast pair. I know I have the pace to run up at the front, so it feels really good to be here. Hopefully I can stay here.
Absolutely, and really using that new paint scheme to your advantage here tonight. The gold and white paint scheme painted by yours truly.
Thank you. Well, thank you for the paint.
Oh, you're very welcome. What can you do here? Because you've got an angry pack of dogs all around you here.
Gotta be a dog whisperer. Gotta have a dog whistle and kind of tame them. That's what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. Well, Nate, good luck for the rest of the race. I know the lights are off on the pace car, so you're going to be getting them going very soon. Good luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you in the post-race interview.
Thank you, Sam.
As that was Nate Siefka in the Rockstar Phenomenal Evolution number 2. Garrett Mains is the man that's going to bring them back to green here as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car's off, waiting for Garrett Mains to get them going, and away we go. Oh, big check up at the back there. That looked like it might have been Doug Kennedy with a big check up there, scattering the field there. If I could see that. Yeah, it was. Oh, Jay Champion almost getting into the back of him there. Patience is of a virtue. And it almost ended in disaster. Meanwhile, Garrett Mains is just losing the lead to Sage Karam. Karam coming down to nowhere to the outside of Garrett Mains as they make their way through turn 2. Josh Lambert up there in P5 as well. Scott Brinson still making his way through the pack there. He's up to P6 now. He's got Will Kirk to his outside as they go towards turn 1. Does have some teammate help there, but falling back a bit there is Mr. Brinson. As we're under caution again. Kirk was in it, so what happened to Kirk? Oh, there goes the engine. Oh! That is a strange one. So Kirk having a big aero push moment there. I can see that again. Yeah, bounding box issue there. Big net code. And Will Kirk is in the wall. Not sure if he's going to be able to stay out on track with that. That's all over the place, that car. We're under caution number 7 here at Kansas. And I think the message that people are receiving right now is just calm down. Rightly so. A lot of hard racing out there tonight, and people really racing a bit too racy here tonight. MCS Motorsports, they are Chris Samard and Keith Mayato, not having the race they wanted here tonight. Mayato out of this piece, unfortunately. Samard is still running, but is 1 lap down in P27. Will Kirk He has got that fast repair sorted, so he is going to be coming back out on track, albeit the last car on the lead lap, I believe. Yes, he will be. So good on him for staying out and actually making it back to pit road. So your field as it stands right now, Garrett Mains is your leader, Sage Karam sits in second, Nate Siefka is third. Previous leader Michael Jeans is in fourth, Josh Lambert in fifth, Scott Brinson sits in sixth place, Jake Bryan is in seventh, Robert Dudley is in eighth, ninth is Dan Neese, 10th is Carl Burke. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a couple.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. A big there we go! They caught!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside, and Hershey's off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
We are back here at Kansas. Lights are off on the pace car once again here. As Garrett Mains going to lead him back to green. So what is Mains going to do here? He's got a very angry pack of dogs behind him. As I've already said to Nate Siefka, very angry pack of dogs all around him. It's going to be tough to hold on to that lead. Going to get them going on lap 89 of 135 here. Pace car is off. Waiting for Garrett Mains to get them going. And away we go. Green flag is out again. Watch this as he comes across the line. Wow. As we are going to step away for just a second as we crank it up. Garrett Mains just holding on to the lead. Michael Jeans moving his way up to P2 now. On the inside of Rick Ravon as they go through turns 1 and 2. Turns 3 and 4. Oh, 1. Oh, I was right. Okay, cool. Anyway. Mains, your leader. Sage Karam working on the outside. There he gets holds on to his second place. So good moves there by Karam. Jeans in third. Siefka fourth. Josh Lambert still holding on to that fifth place. Dan Neese now up to P6. Scott Brinson is in 7th. Jake Bryan sitting 8th. 9th is Carl Burke. And running out the top 10 is Robert Dudley, having a good run here tonight. Damon Martinez just outside the top 10 there in 11th. Jake Champion is in 12th. As we're under caution again. Bob Lacavara this time. Looks like Matt Burkhart and Jeff Hollingsworth in it. Oh! It looks like Tony Pizarro was in it too! Tony P got a big bit of it. Let's have a look at that. Oh! Bit of shenanigans going on there. Bob Lacavara getting a big piece of it. Jeff Hollingsworth getting some of it too. So not sure what was going on there. A bit of bumping and banging between Pizarro and Burkhart. So under caution again. People bringing it down pit road now. Gonna win the race off pit road here. Looks like Garrett Maines is just gonna win the race off pit road. Sage Karam second, Sika third, Geens fourth, and Dan Neese coming to come off pit road in fifth. Good to see him getting a position off pit road there. Right, Dudley gonna lead his first lap here. Gonna get that bonus point for leading the lap. So I think they give bonus points for leading laps. I don't know. There's your top 10 right now. Take a look at the summary for tonight. About 5 lead changes, 8 cautions. Got 42 laps remaining. There we go. There you go, PK. So, yep, Robert Dudley leads his first lap here at Kansas. Matt Burkhart looks like he's put his car behind the wall. Bob Lacavara looks like he's behind the wall. Ronnie Osmer currently getting some fresh tyres and fuel. There he goes. As Scott Brinson would say, for Mr. Feelgoods, please. And he got them. You saw it there. Up in the air. He was on the jacks. He was getting all the tyres. Anyway, got Corbin up to second. Not really mentioned him much tonight. And he is in a black and green car. I knew he was. You see him there. In the number 26, Doug Kennedy up to third. Just ahead of Garrett Maines, who's just pitted, obviously. So the top 3 on track right now. Not been in pit road, and they're on not too badly old tyres, if that's a correct phrase of word of saying type thing. I wish I knew what those glaring lights were. I think it must be the. As the lights are off on the pace car again. See what Robert Dudley can do here tonight on this restart. Is he gonna get the restart he wants here tonight? Because you know, it's very rare that we see Robert Dudley at the front of the field, and it's not very often we see him control the field. So control a bunch of cars behind him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it. He's got a lot of drivers there on fresher tyres like Garrett Maines, Nate Siefka, Sage Karam, Dan Neese. Mentioned just a few. So coming into turn 3 now. There goes the pace car, and Dudley not wasting any time getting him going. Gonna get a jump on the field, but they're gonna catch him once they're all up to speed. Got Corbin just holding on to second place there. Look at Sage Karam challenging on the back of Garrett Mains there. You see the way they're driving there. Very big. Looks like Karam's almost made it 3 wide. Karam's sick of waiting now. He wants to get to the front now. Working on the inside of Garrett Mains, but he's got Robert Dudley there in his way. I wouldn't say in his way. Robert Dudley's the leader as there goes Josh Lambert into the wall. He's going to keep it up there, so good awareness there by Josh Lambert. There goes Walker and the rest of the guys around him. A good awareness there by Josh Lambert to keep it up on the wall. Let's go back and see what happened there. Dives it down the inside of Dan Neese. Gets the position on him. Great move there by Lambert, actually. Now tries to work on the outside of Michael Jeans. Oh! Doug Kennedy gets into him. It looks like Doug Kennedy might have got a bit of damage from that as well. He's fallen back to P11 now. He's got Scott Brinson to his inside. Meanwhile, back in the front, Robert Dudley still leading this piece. There's Sage Karam challenging to the outside of the 49. Everybody's getting a bit chippy here. We've got 35 laps to go as they're 3 wide for the lead. Almost 3 wide. It's like a staggered 3 wide, and they are 3 wide this time as they go into turn 3. Sifka almost getting up into the wall. There goes Mains to the inside of Sifka now. Finally getting figured out. Here comes Damon Martinez. He's made his way up to the top 6 now. Jake Bryan is right behind him there in the Wicks number 04. Tony Pizarro there, and Dan Neese is fallen back slightly. He's down in P9 now. Same for Scott Corbin. He's down in the last spot in the top 10. Robert Dudley still controlling as it looks like Nate Seekers trying to make it 3 wide again. And it is 3 wide. Wow, what a race we're seeing so far. This could end badly. There goes Sage Karam defending to the outside of Robert Dudley. And he was defending from Nate Seifka. Ducks in front of Robert Dudley. What a move there by Karam. Karam to the point now. Leads his second lap here of the race. He's finally made it to the front now, and he's already checking out from the field. Now Karam has got company because Nate Seifka has joined him. How Seifka would love to get a win here. And he's got him. He's up to the point. Seifka to the point now. Sage Karam going to duck it to the inside there as it's going to switch positions again. Sage Karam back to the lead here. Oh! That is a big wreck there. Martinez into the wall in a big way. A big wreck there for the number 44 as we're going to go back and see what happened there. Oh, got a bit of a touch there from Michael Jeans. Flying through the air goes the number 44. Kirk going for the grass to avoid him. But this is our very first, thank God this is a simulator moment on tonight's broadcast. Wow, what a wreck. Amazed that he's still keeping it going. And he's brought it back pit side and he's got a fast repair. And he's used it. So Martinez going to go back out there and get it going again. But Sage Karam going to stay out while everybody else brings it pit side. Interesting strategy there by the driver of the 22. I'm going to focus on the pit stops that are happening right now. Quite a lot of drivers bringing it down pit road. Steve, Dudley, Jeans, Pizarro, Nice, Brian, Brinson, Simard, Burke and Ludwig all in pit road right now. So, naturally, Sifka's going to win. Pizarro's going to come out second. Nice third. Jake Bryan comes out fourth. Jake Champion is there as well. There you see is Michael Lawler as well. So everybody getting out of pit road safely. So Sifka on fresh boots now. Garrett Maines and Will Kirk staying out as well. Kirk going for the grass to avoid the flying Damon Martinez. Martinez will get a penalty, an EOL for going in pit road before it was open. There he goes. There goes Carl Burke. There goes Doug Kennedy. So our list of retirements here for this race: Chris Voiles out, Brad Truax out, Chris Voiles out, Keith Mayato out, Mark McFadden is out, Kevin Cornelius is out, Rick Ravon is out, Colin Scott is out of this event, Bob Lacavara is out, Matt Burkhart is out, and Jeff Hollinsworth is out. So we have only got 28 cars left running here. We've still got pit stops taking place. Josh Lambert just been in pit road there, as has Ronnie Osmer. And it's going to be an interesting battle between these three drivers here. Johnny Antonucci in that battle too. The next Lucky Dog spot will be between those three drivers. Back up at the point though. So Karen trying to be a pace car this time. I'd love to be pace cars. Sure why. So I'm going to speak to somebody here. Or who? Damon Martinez. As he's here with in the booth with me. Damon, Sam up in the booth. You got me, sir?
Yeah, I read you.
Big incident there for yourself. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling like I'm pretty glad I saved my fast repair to the end, even after I tapped the wall.
Absolutely. I mean, you managed to get it going again. You've just taken that fast repair. You're still on the lead lap, thankfully. What do you think you can do here quickly before we go green?
Pass as many cars as possible.
Well, you've already proven you can do that already here in this race. So, yeah, try and pass as many cars as possible. And hopefully we'll see you back towards the front. And, yeah, good luck for the rest of the race. And hopefully we'll be speaking to you in the post-race interview, sir.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be easier with a nice alignment in my car. Hopefully I'll have full speed.
Absolutely. Okay, Damon, we'll speak to you later, buddy. It's Damon Martinez there. Obviously, understandably not happy. I wouldn't be too if I was him. So, about to go green again. Sage Cowan going to control the restart this time. Let's see what he can do.
Here we go.
As there, joining me in the booth is Mr. Rick Ravon.
Well, since I'm out of the race, I might as well run up to the booth and join you, Sam.
Absolutely, Rick, and I'll be honoured to have you here. As Sage Karam going to control the restart here, as he's got Garrett Maines and Will Kirk all over the back of his rear wing here. Garrett Maines going to try the outside here as they go into turn 3. Not going to get the move done as Karen just holds on. But here comes Sifka now to the outside on those fresh tyres. Just crossed the line, going towards turn 1. Sifka not afraid to make it 3 wide round here. And he's proven that again here as they go through turn 1. Will Kirk just holding on to the bottom line as they go down to the American Ethanol backstretch, Rick.
You know, it's hard to tell which is the better line around here. And having been out there for half of this race, Sam, I can tell you, I've run up top and kept the momentum up, and I was able to pass other cars. I was on the bottom, and I was able to pass cars. Sometimes I was on the bottom, and they would fly by me up high. Sometimes I was on the top, and they would fly by me underneath me. So there really is no telling what the best line is right here. So we just got to keep an eye on these guys up front, because anything can happen right now, Sam.
Yeah, speaking of keeping an eye on people, look at Tony Pizarro making his way through the field as well. He's working on the back of Nate Siefka now. Will Kirk is right there. He's got Jake Champion right behind him, as well as Jake Bryan, who's making his way through the field as well, with Dan Neese there. Chris Samard back on the lead lap as well. He's in the top 10, battling out with Scott Brinson right there, with Robert Dudley also trying to make his way through the field. We've got to throw a blanket over your top 10 right now, as they're all right together. Sage Karam leading this piece, just a 10th of a second ahead. I've made that 60,000th of a second across the line as they begin another lap. We've got 22 laps to go here, Rick. It's anybody's game at this point.
Right now, it looks like it's coming down between Sage Karam, my teammate, and Nate Siefka. Look at Siefka coming to the outside to challenge Karam. Karam holds the low line. Now he's drifted up a little bit. They almost touch as they come off 4. Karam's having a little bit of trouble holding down that low line, and it looks like Siefka might be able to take him up top as they head into turn 1. You have to remember now, Sage Karam did not pit on that last, and they almost touch again as they come through turn 2. Sage Karam is on older tires than these guys. He might be in a disadvantage right now.
Absolutely, as here comes Tony Pizarro to the outside of Karam as well now. After Nate Siefka finally got the move done, here comes Pizarro to the outside of Karam. He takes away second place, and now Garrett Mays is going to be the next one. He almost get into it again. Almost a big incident there.
Garrett Mays, a former series champion, and Sage Karam, a real IndyCar driver, who, we got the yellow flag. Yellow flag is out, Sam.
Jake Champion in big trouble here. He was running up towards the front here before the caution came out. Let's see what happened to Champion here. Racing hard. Oh! Jake Champion getting into it with Chris Samard. Doug Kennedy getting a huge piece of it as well. Let's have a look and see what happened there. You see Samard on the outside. You see Champion on the inside. And it's very hard to see what's going on here. They're very close to the middle of the track. It looks like Samard came down the track, absolutely obliterated Jake Champion, and Doug Kennedy, just an innocent bystander in that, and he gets some serious damage on that number 58.
Well, it's pretty obvious to me, Sam, that Nate Siefka and we've got Pizarro up there as well. They were both able to overtake Sage, as good as Sage is with his real-world experience in this IndyCar, the IR18. And it looks like Sage is coming into the pits. He definitely needs tires if he's going to have a shot. And we're looking at, well, it looked like Garrett Maines, Captain Will Kirk, Jake Bryan, and the rest of them all faked coming to the pits, but they stayed out. But Sage definitely, if he's going to have any kind of a shot, needs those tires, Sam.
Well, he's got some support here as Damon Martinez brings it pit road as well. So they're going to try and work together here as here comes Sage Karam out of pit road. Let's take a look at Martinez as he goes into his pit box as well now. Behind the absolute wreck, which is Chris Samard's car. Good pit stop there by Martinez. Comes out behind Ernie Ludwig. Scott Corbin there just out ahead of him there. Sage Karam back out on track now. He's going to rejoin right behind Raul Alvarez, who we've not really spoke much about tonight, but he's up there in P15. Not doing too badly. The other cars are bringing down pit road was Paul Crumry. Looks like Paul Crumry has actually parked it at this point as he's not in the car. Josh Lambert is back out on track, but he is a lap down. So he got the lucky dog after that caution came out. But at the front, Nate Siefka leads this piece as Tony Pizarro, been through some incidents himself tonight, finds himself back in P2 with 18 laps to go here. About to be 17 laps to go.
It looks like Sage Karam has a tough assignment ahead of him. As when he pitted, he was in 3rd place, but he comes out in, it looks like, wait, we have other guys pitting right now, so that's going to change things a little bit. But it looks like he's going to be just outside of the top 10 when we go green.
Yeah, that's Ronnie Osmer, Mark Walker, and Kevin O'Brien bringing it pit side. Ronnie Osmer 2 laps down here, as well as... Well, Mark Walker's still on the lead lap, so I'm not sure why he's brought it back down. Probably a top off of fuel. Ronnie Osmer 2 laps down, having a very tough race here tonight in the 55. Usually one of the front runners, but has had a very difficult start to the season this season, Rick. And yeah, Ronnie's going to have an uphill struggle if he keeps being on the form that he's on right now.
Well, this is either Ronnie's last race or definitely one of his last races, as Ronnie is heading off to college, which is kind of a relief for most of these guys because Ronnie is super tough out there. But by the same token, to see somebody as good and as quick and as experienced, and he's also a professional in real life as he drives in the ARCA Series, in the NASCAR ARCA Series, we're going to miss him.
The ARCA Series, soon to be the NASCAR National Series, which is going to be something fresh and new. But yeah, Ronnie Osmer runs in the ARCA Series. He did race in the big Daytona event at the start of the ARCA season, so he has been on your TV screens already this season. So want to see Ronnie Osmer out on track in real life, then just go back to that. That's your evidence there. As Nate's mother told him he could be anything, so he decided to be a pace car.
Meanwhile, a plug for my teammate, Sage Karams. Looks like he's sitting in 14th place after that pit stop. Like I said, he's going to need tires if he's going to have any shot for the win. But 15 laps to go this time by, and he's kind of running out of time here, so we'll see what happens.
As the lights are off on the pace car. So we're looking for the lights to go off on the pace. Well, the lights are off on the pace car this time around, so the field is going to be in control of Nate Siefke. Siefke's only led nine of the laps in this race, and shockingly, Sage Karam's only led like 4 or 5 in this race. So the lead changes are very frequent in this event tonight, Rick, and it's all down to the setup, I'm guessing, with the amount of push they're getting.
It most certainly is, and I'll tell you something, with Top Fuel Racing, the way they handle these things, as the green is about to come out, they worked very hard on the setup so that the setup would be challenging, but not that hard to drive, where you're going to have guys spinning out all over the place. And it seems to have worked out quite well because we haven't had a lot of yellows here tonight.
Absolutely not, and Nate Siefke getting off to a good start here, but here comes Garrett Maines to the outside, coming out of nowhere. Move his way to the front here. He's already got past Tony Pizarro. Pizarro's going to try and make it 3 wide as they cross the line here. 14 laps to go here at Kansas. As my connection just... Yeah, okay, it's back to normal. But anyway, Garrett Maines working on the outside of Nate Siefke as they go through 3 and 4. Siefke doing an absolutely awesome job here to hold on to that lead. Jake Bryan moving up to P4 now. No? Yes, he is.
And it looks like Maines is going to take the lead, Sam, as they head through turn 1.
And he does. Maines to the point now as they come out of turn 2. Siefke's not going to give it up that easily.
Look at Siefke on the outside. I told you I was out there tonight for half of this race, Sam. No line is safe. You know, normally you could run low and you could expect to stay in front if you're the leader. Or certain tracks you could run high. And if you run high, you expect to stay there as a leader. Nobody can get by. Not here in Kansas tonight. You could run low and get past high. You could run high and get past low. As we look at now, Siefke once again is going to take the lead away from Maines.
Yeah, pass on the outside of Maines there as they come out of turn 4. So give that lap to Nate Siefke. Here comes Tony Pizarro now. Watch Jake Bryan though.
Oh, they almost touch.
Yeah, big incident almost caused there between Siefke and Pizarro. Jake Bryan just sitting back there watching things going on as Will Kirk moves his way back up to the top 5 as he gets around Dan Neese. They're going 2 by 2 as they go through 3 and 4. Scott Brunson up there in P7 now. Tyler Vickery moving his way up to the top 10 as he works on the outside of Brinson. He's bringing Carl Burke with him. Let's check in with Sage Karam and Damon Martinez. They're working together in P13 and P14. 2 separate packs of folders. We've got a wreck here, and it's Will Kirk in it again.
And the yellow flag comes out once again. And we've got 11 laps to go right now. We might get a green flag with I don't know what, maybe 5 or 6.
Maybe so, but Will Kirk in a big incident there. Not sure who with. I'm gonna assume it's with Carl Burke. As you see, Kirk there down on the bottom line with Scott Brinson and Tyler Vickery right behind him. As the back end stepped out, he went round. Burke into the wall, Brinson into the wall. And, Chris Walker got a piece of it. Ronnie Osmond got a piece of it. And a big, big hit there for Josh Lambert. He's put his car behind the wall. And, yeah, lots of junk there, Rick, as caution number 11 is out here tonight.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was definitely ugly. Meanwhile, we were keeping an eye on my two teammates, Sage Karam and Damon Martinez, and they were able to work their way up. Right now, Sage sits in 10th, Martinez 11th. I don't know how much time they're going to have left once this thing goes green to pick up any more spots, but they were able to pick up about 5 spots since that last green flag came out.
Absolutely, and it's a bit of a crapshoot this race so far. We've had so many lead changes here tonight. It's impossible to tell who can win this race, and so far Nate Siefka has the advantage here up front, but he's not having it all his own ways. He's got some angry dogs behind him right now.
So it looks like Nate Siefker's got the lead, Sam. Tony Pizarro's in second place. Jake Bryan with the real-life Sage Karam, the look-alike, the paint scheme there, sitting in third place. Garrett Maines, former series champion, in fourth. Dan Neese is fifth. Scott Brinson, your current season champion, is sitting in sixth place. Michael Jeans, the guy that outdueled me at Phoenix and came away with the win when I finished second, he's sitting in seventh. Robert Dudley is eighth. Lawler is ninth. Michael Lawler. And once again, Sage Karam is 10th.
Karam had a poor qualifying this evening. Started 22nd. He's been up the front. He's led some laps here tonight, and he's currently sitting 10th after pitting during that last caution. But he's making his way steadily through the pack, and he's already sizing up the opposition as he's working to the outside of Michael Lawler and Robert Dudley there. So
now, you know, it's the official scoring is showing Karam in 9th place and Michael Lawler in 10th.
Yeah, we had a couple of people taking down pit road. Tyler Vickery. Looks like Tyler Vickery's parked it, actually. So I'm not sure what's happened to Vickery. But, yeah, we've got 22 cars still running. Will Kirk has put his car behind the wall after being involved in his second incident tonight. Ronnie Osmer, he's got to have used up his last fast repair because he is still in pit road and not moving anywhere. So a lot of teams being hit really hard here tonight, Rick. I mean, your team, Rick, Ravon Motorsports, on the back foot after obviously Damon's big incident and your big incident earlier in the race, and sitting on the lower end of the top 10. Phenomenal Evolution, Nate Siefka, the only man on that team able to carry the flag for them, and Turn 3 Motorsport, the only team that's represented with 2 cars in the top 10. Scott Brinson there in P6 is the only one from Rated R Racing in the top 10. So a lot of different teams being hit really hard here tonight, Rick, and it's really showing here at this point in the race.
Well, it's going to mix up the standings. There's no doubt about that. Of course, it's not over yet. We're on lap 130 right now. Next time by, and it looks like they're lining up to get the green next time. So that's going to be a 5-lap shootout to the finish of this thing. And you know it's going to get wild, Sam. So anything can happen. We'll see what happens at the end of this race and where everything's going to shake down as far as the team point standings are concerned.
Absolutely, and buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because they're on the backstretch. They are 2 by 2. Lights are off on the pace car. We are going to have a 5-lap shootout to decide this thing here tonight. Next flag ends the race, so if they need to race clean here and race hard at the same time, if they want to make it to the green in one piece, and who is going to win this race, it's very hard to tell at this point. But Nate Siefka and Tony Pizarro been the dominant force here tonight, as well as Sage Karam, who's back there in P9. So anyone...
And here we go.
Yeah.
The pace car ducks off, and Siefka really drops the hammer and picks up the lead and starts to pull out about 3 car lengths as Pizarro tries to stay in his draft through turn 1. There's Siefker down the low line trying to take the short way around, but they're going to reel him in no time, Sam.
Absolutely, and Tony Pizarro can't really do anything about him now. He gets a run,
Here he comes.
On the outside of Siefker as they go through 3 and 4. Going to be 4 laps to go here. Garrett Maines is there too. Jake Bryan is there too. Dan Neese moving his way to the front as well. Michael Jean's there too. Anybody can win it at this point now. Angry pack of dogs throwing blanket over everybody. Here comes Sage Karam now. P8 now. He's moving his way forward. Moving to the inside of Scott Brinson now. Going to try the inside line. And Michael Jean's going to make it 3 wide as it goes through 3 and 4. As they...
Look at this madness.
Oh, Michael Jeans gets into it with Sage Karam. Oh, big wreck. Big wreck.
Oh, no.
Big wreck, and that is the race, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Sage Karam involved in that one. Heartbreak for the 22. Let's go back and see that. Michael Jeans, unfortunately unable to control the car, gets it to the side of Sage Karam. Race over. Robert Dudley gets into it as well. 3-car wreck here. As heartbreak for those 3 guys, especially Sage Karam. Robert Dudley having such a good run as well. He gets involved in it as well. But the man of the moment here tonight, unless the wheels fall off it, Rick, Nate Siefker's going to bring this home for the win.
Yeah, it looks like Siefker's going to win it. No doubt about it. That was a hell of a race that he drove. Sorry to see my teammate Sage out of it, but Damon Martinez did move up. And it looks like he's either in the top 5 or just outside of it. So at least we got some kind of team points there.
Yeah, absolutely. As he's actually in P6, so just outside the top 5 there. But wow, what a finish to that race! Unfortunate for Sage Karam and Michael Jeans and Robert Dudley for it to end like that, and it's going to end under caution. And Sage Karam just dropped the gauntlet there. He was going for it at that point.
Well, he had to. I mean, there was really nothing else he could do. It was coming down to it, and that's when you've got to turn it up, is towards the end of the race. And he hung in there. He got caught up in something early on and came into the pits and got repaired, and just kind of bided his time and tried to play his cards right. And it's like a chess match out there. And he got to the end of the race, and that's when he turned it up and started doing some racing. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and it is like it. Motorsport is like the world's fastest chess match. You've got to use strategy as well as speed and just basically cunning skills just to get around these tracks and get around the drivers that are around you. And these guys do it week in and week out, and they do it so well, Rick.
Well, they most certainly do. And I got to be honest with you, I'm very impressed about the way these guys handled themselves out there today. We had quite a few long runs where, in excess of 20, 25 laps. That's pretty good when you have almost 40 Indy cars out there on a tight 1.5-mile racetrack. These guys did a hell of a good job out there.
Yeah, league owner Scott Brinson was worried about the amount of drivers out on track tonight.
I think we all were.
It would have been 39 if I wasn't up here in the booth. So.
Yeah, you were actually out there early on. What happened to you? I don't even know.
Tony's not very well. He's got dental issues. That's Sage Karam.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, so I had.
Meanwhile, by the way, Sam, hate to interrupt you, but Nate just took the checkered flag, and there he goes through turns 1 and 2, and Tony Pizarro follows him up, and Garrett Maines, 3rd place. That's your podium, the top 3, and Nate Siefker heads down towards the start finish line, and I would imagine he's getting ready to do some donuts, Sam.
Absolutely. So Nate Siefker, your winner here. I spoke to Nate the other day, and he said he's definitely up for this season. He wants to get a better run. Had a horrid run last season, finishing 10th in the standings. That was due to technical issues, but really deserved this race win here tonight. He really wanted this, and he got it. And now his championship run begins here tonight for the Rockstar Energy number 2. Tony Pizarro going to bring it home for 2nd place, and Garrett Maines going to be 3rd. Dan Neese a great 4th place. Jake Bryan 5th, Damon Martinez coming home 6th, Scott Brinton 7th, 8th Michael Lawler, 9th Scott Corbin, and running out the top 10, only Ludwig. Sage Karam was classified in P11 in the end, so not all is lost for Mr. Karam. We're going to step away for just a couple of seconds for a quick commercial break, and we'll be back for interviews and the post-race show.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
Oh, there we go! Like time! This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Down to the inside of Hookie's off! Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
So we're back live here at Kansas. Scott Brinton joining me in the booth as well for these interviews as my overlay takes a crap, but that's okay because it's the end of the race. So great.
While we got a minute while you're doing that, Sammy, I just want to send out over the air here a public apology to anyone and everyone that was caught up in any of my blinking mess out there tonight. And I apologize, and if I'm blinking like that again, I will pull it into the pits. I made the mistake of not doing that tonight, and got my teammate, got Carl, got a few other guys. So my apologies to anyone and everyone that got with my mess tonight.
That many cars out there, it's tough to measure how your connection is going to be, and it's tough.
Just many cars overload. Yeah, it was just. I've never raced that many cars out on track, so I've also never had that problem before. But lesson learned.
Absolutely. As we're going to get interviews underway here, and first of all, we're going to speak to Mr. Garrett Mains. Garrett running strong all race here tonight, but just coming up short for the win there, but still got to be happy with third place, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly, once I screwed up on the pit strategy and followed Sage out, I was like, oh no, I've done myself in. But I got an opportunity to kind of capitalize on my position. I thought I had a chance at the win. Kind of made a mistake. Kind of got set up. But there was nothing I could do with the tires I had to really, to hold off and keep the lead.
Absolutely, and it was very close race and a lot of cautions out there tonight, but that's always going to be a given with the amount of drivers that turned up tonight. But definitely a strong run, especially on the debut of Turn 3 Motorsports. I mean, it was 2 cars in the top 10 for most of the race. How did it feel? How did the car feel out there in the pack? I have felt it myself. I know it's very pushy, but how did it feel in the race conditions? Was it exactly how I described it there?
We were actually running so fast up on the cars in front of us that at times, like when you're on the bottom, you were like half throttle down the straightaways, about to run them over. And then going into the corner, you just have to lift for a second, like you said, pushy, and then you could just hang with them. The biggest thing was not pushing up. If you could figure out how to get around that, then you'd be fine.
Absolutely, and you definitely made it work to your advantage tonight, Garrett. Unluckily, you came up short for the win, but a podium, and that's 2 top 5s now on the season, Garrett. Especially after getting top 5 at Donington, now a top 5 at Kansas. A pretty not too shabby for the start of your season.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it. This race I had one slight contact that is going to dock a couple points, but not a big deal. It's a great race overall. I mean, like you said, there was a bunch of cautions, but I mean, the racing up front was just crazy but patient.
Absolutely. Well, next week we head to the Milwaukee Mile, Garrett. A much different track compared to the ones we've been to so far. Just give us your thoughts on that, and what do you think you got for these guys?
I have no idea. Honestly, I feel like that's going to be a huge track position race. Other than that, I mean, the whole thing about there is not making a mistake. As long as you can get up front, stay up front, you'll win that race.
Absolutely. Milwaukee is definitely going to be an exciting race to witness here in Top Fuel Racing and both for broadcasting. Garrett, congratulations on the 3rd place. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out for that result tonight?
Well, I think Scott for putting this all together, Michael and Jake for racing hard with me. That was good coordination between us, all getting strategy straight and everything that we had to do there. I got to thank the Ford Guy Automotive, Bradley Mechanical, Pearson Mazda, Autism Society of North Carolina. It's been a great season so far. Hopefully we can keep the momentum up and on to Milwaukee.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations one more time, Garrett, and yeah, we'll see you next week at Milwaukee.
See you there.
That was our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Garrett Maines. Going to bring in our 2nd place finisher, Mr. Tony Pizarro. Tony, racing hard for most of the race, fell back for a short while, but managed to make your way back up to the front again. Just coming up short there at the end. Just give us your thoughts on the race and on that finish there.
Well, I didn't think I'd be in 2nd after the end there, but I had to make a couple 3-wide moves on the top side, which is really the only way you can make a bunch of spots is by riding the wall and getting out of that dead air if you're lucky. I don't know. I just got the pole. I was hoping to stay there the whole race, but I knew with about 39 cars, there'd be too many cautions to have a chance of doing that. And about lap 20, I had to pit. And then ever since then, I was racing my ass off the whole time. I got involved in a couple incidents, and I caused one in the back, but shit happens, and I'm just glad I got 2nd. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, definitely some hard racing out there. Also, a lot of cautions out there. Must have been frustrating, but it definitely paid off for you. I mean, racing hard. You always race hard when you come to these races, Tony, and it's always good to see you out there racing with the Top Fuel guys. Just give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts on how the car felt out there, because it did look a bit pushy out in the pack.
I knew it was going to get pushy after about 5 laps because I did a bunch of practice, and that's about when it would start, because you could run pretty much any line flat out, no problem until about lap 5 when you're in traffic. But the outside lane was a little better, no matter what you tried to do. So I just wanted to stay up there as much as possible. If I had to make a move on the inside, I would, but I had to make sure I was clear coming off the corner, otherwise I'd be stuck. And that was basically my strategy the whole time, especially when I was in the back.
Well, congratulations on the second place here tonight, Tony. Next week we head to the Milwaukee Mile. Are you going to be there for that one?
I won't be there for that one. Probably about a month from now will be my next one. I usually do once a month, one Wednesday off of every 4 weeks or so. So I missed the last one because it was 4th of July, so it's been 2 months. And whatever the 4-week period is after this, I'll be there for that race.
Okay, Tony. Well, once more time, congratulations on the second place. And is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out for tonight's result?
I want to thank 39 drivers well, 38 drivers. I won't thank myself because, well, 39. What the hell? I'll thank
37 because I had to come up to the booth.
No, okay.
Bizarre.
But I want to thank you, Scott, for making it possible to have 39. It was almost a full field, and I don't know. I can't really thank anyone specifically, just everyone not making it a caution fest. That's the main thing. There was a couple periods where I thought, okay, this is going to be a bit slow at the end here, but we got a few green runs and ended up being a good finish. So thanks to everyone that raced.
Okay, Tony. Well, congratulations one more time for second place, and yeah, we'll hopefully see you in a month's time.
Yep, I'll see you guys later.
Good job, Tony.
And that was our second place finisher, Mr. Tony Pizarro. Now going to bring up the man of the moment, Mr. Nate Siefka. Nate, bringing home the win here tonight. Getting your season off to a fantastic start so far. Just how do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good. I mean, that was probably the most exciting racing that we've had tonight. I mean, I think a lot of us had genuine concerns, the amount of cars we had on the track, but I think overall, there wasn't a whole lot of chaos. I think everyone was aggressive yet refined and wanted to be calm and cautious. And I think the quality of drivers that we had led to, driving at the front being really exciting. Hopefully put on a great show for the fans. But it was just quality driving throughout the entire field there towards the end and the middle part of the race for sure. I mean, when I was 23rd and came back to the field to second before a caution, I mean, it wasn't like people were chopping me off or anything. I mean, it was genuinely good driving from everybody to make sure none of us were crashing throughout the night. So overall, I think tonight was just a good, solid performance by everybody. I'm quite glad that, we didn't have more cautions.
Absolutely. And just going to go over your season so far, Nate. I mean, top 5 in the opening race at Donington, a win here tonight. You said to me a couple of weeks ago that you're coming for this championship, and you've definitely made a good impression on the season so far. You definitely gonna throw down the gauntlet to Scott this season, aren't you?
I'm hoping so, and that's not an insult to Scott because Scott's really competitive. But I'm wanting to put the fight up. I want to show everyone, I'm for real. I'm not just a guy that can just get pushed over. So, so far, I think this has been a successful start to the campaign. But next week I'm not going to be here. I'll be away. But hopefully after Milwaukee, where do we go after Milwaukee, Scott? Pocono. So hopefully at Pocono, I feel good. Hopefully, I think I'm coming to second to Scott there. So hopefully, I continue to fight. Hopefully, just continue to put in strong performances and keep the car clean.
Absolutely. And going back to tonight, fell back early in the race. I didn't see that because I was having technical issues at the time. But yeah, fell back early. Just talk us through that. What happened there?
It was just a pure strategy call. I was thinking more people would pit. They didn't pit. So I was kind of wasn't meant to be that way. It was purely strategy. We just worked our way back to the front from that point on. So I learned my lesson from that. Didn't pit when I didn't need to pit. Pitted with leaders, that kind of thing. Kept my mind on top of pit strategy. And knew when to pit, when not to pit. I think that's the main reason why Sage and Michael Jeans that weren't with us there is because they just didn't quite get the strategy right at the end there. So it would have been great to see a 5-car fight, including me, Tony, and Garrett with those two. But you know, that's how the racing works, and they just didn't quite get the strategy right tonight. That could have happened to me or any of the top three. So that's just how racing goes. Thankful that, you know, it wasn't that way tonight, and I'm kind of thankful that, you know, I was able to hold on for the win.
Well, Nate, hey, it's Rick Ravon here. Just wanted to tell you that you did a fantastic job out there tonight. You were quick and you were smooth. And after the last race, you were throwing around some apologies for the way you were driving. What changed between the last race and tonight? Did you just sort of tell yourself, okay, let me settle down, get to the end, and do the racing there, or what was it?
I think it was a confidence thing. I think, you know, after that race that, you know, I was talking about the apologies. I mean, it was after Spa, and I think as a whole, I think the entire, at least myself, I thought we didn't do as good of a job as we could have done. So I think I was driving kind of with something to prove, and I think I still am. But I mean, it was kind of, you know, just was trying too hard, and I just let it happen tonight. You know, wherever I found holes, I went to the holes. I wasn't trying to make holes tonight. So I think that was the main thing tonight, was I just wasn't pushing the issue. I think it was just letting the cards come to me as they came, and doing what I could do with the cards. And I think overall tonight, that's how I was able to just run lines I don't think anybody else could really do, and also just kind of just get into a rhythm and kind of stick to it. You know, I could kind of stay up top and get people that way. I don't think that was a very well established way to pass people tonight, was that top lane. So I think I kind of worked on that all night long. That was my forte, was just working the top lane, and we got it to work a couple of times, and I think that was a main reason why I was able to be so strong tonight, was I was able to work that top lane better than a majority of the field.
Well, you did a fantastic job tonight. There's no question about it. And the way things are going right now between you and Sage Karam, as people know, you're considered an alien. You've got your A-list drivers, your B-list, your C-list, and you've got your aliens. And that would be you and, of course, Sage, who has real-world IndyCar experience. What is it like for you to know that you're racing against somebody out there who actually has real-life IndyCar experience and to come out on top?
I mean, it's kind of cool to, you know, tell your friends, hey, I'm racing against an IndyCar driver, and they're like, what? No way. And then you actually show them, and they're like, oh, that's actually cool. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to, you know, right now I'm kind of on top of the points. So I'm kind of, right now, at least for now, I'm beating Sage in the points, which is kind of cool to say to other people. So I think this is the first race I've actually beat Sage on track completely. So that's kind of a confidence and morale booster, and just got to keep the momentum going. I think we're gonna have a week to cool down, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But you know, maybe I get a clear head and hopefully you know, come back stronger than I have been before.
Well, just a question for you. We know that Top Fuel Racing loves to run the ovals because it seems to lend to better competition. But as far as Nate Siefker is concerned, would you prefer the ovals or do you prefer the road courses?
I feel perfectly comfortable on either track. You know, it depends on how much practice I get on the road courses. Coming into the night, I had about maybe 10 hot laps by myself. I had no experience in traffic tonight, so I wasn't really sure how the track would do until I actually got in the practice room. That's why I was the first one in the practice room. I mean, I'm okay with running on road courses. As you've seen last week, I'm okay with running on ovals. It really, to me, I just have to find a rhythm, and that's the main thing. It's just once I find that rhythm, I think I'm one of the guys to beat, and I'm glad tonight that was the case.
Well, you're definitely one of the guys to beat, no question about it, and you're sure making things exciting out there, Nate. Congratulations on your win, and we look forward to seeing how you perform in the rest of the season. Sam?
I'd like to thank you, Sam, for hosting the broadcast tonight. Just doing a fantastic job as ever, even with the slight technical difficulties that you had. I also like to thank you for this pretty cool looking paint scheme. I mean, it looked fast tonight, and I hope so. I kept it clean, so that's pretty neat. I'd like to thank just everybody, our partners, Tillian, Ready to Give, and Bofa. I'm probably forgetting somebody. But PH Aware, of course, yeah. So the big one. So I mean, it's just a great race overall. Thank you to everybody who's talked good about the league, talked good about Bofa, talked good about literally everybody. So I'm kind of glad that tonight went a great way.
You see, what you got to do is you got to keep a list next to you, since you're always competitive. Yeah, you always have a shot to win every race. So you got to have that list right next to you, so that when you do win a race, go through the list and thank this one and that one and the next one and so on.
Yeah, you might be onto something there, Rick.
Absolutely. Well, Nate, congratulations one more time on the win tonight. Yeah, unfortunately we're going to miss Gateway, but yeah, we'll definitely see you in 2 weeks' time when we go to Pocono.
Yeah, I can't wait, Sam.
All right, Nate. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your win there, Nate. Not what you said there, talking about challenging for the championship. That was why I had a hard time pulling over tonight. So I know you're coming, and you're a hell of a driver, dude. I've seen you come a long way since you first joined iRacing. So you joined our league shortly after you joined iRacing, and you've become a beast, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Good job tonight.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. That means a lot.
That was our race winner, Mr. Nate Siefka. Well, gentlemen, very interesting race tonight. I mean, unfortunately, not the results you guys wanted, but definitely very competitive out there tonight, especially with the big field.
Yeah, super competitive, and seeing that many cars in front of you when I was in 34th or 36th, whatever it was, that was pretty intimidating, because record number tonight. We've never seen that before here at Top Fuel Racing, so I'm proud to see it. At the same time, at a what was pretty much a pack race, it's set up for a lot of cautions, and that was kind of disappointing. A lot of those were my fault, so once again, I want to apologize to the drivers out there for all my blinking tonight and anything that I might have caused.
And I got to give kudos to the drivers out there tonight, Scott and Sam, because we had almost 40 drivers. I think we had 37 or 38 drivers out there, which is really unheard of. And they all, for the most part, I would say they did a fantastic job staying out of trouble. And I was expecting yellow flag after yellow flag after yellow flag, because of the lack of experience that these guys had out there. But they really held their own, and they did a great job. And we had some really long, green flag runs out there. And I just thought they did a fantastic job for all things considered.
Absolutely. And it was definitely an exciting race to broadcast tonight, despite the technical issues. Anyway, that is going to do it for us tonight. Before we go anywhere, let's go to our results for tonight's race. And bringing home the win, his first win of the season, and he's going to be missing next week, so it's really going to hit him hard. But either way, the winner tonight was Nate Siefka. Coming home in second place was Tony Pizarro, and Garrett Maines rounds out your top three. Dan Neese comes home in fourth, a fantastic fourth. And Jay Bryan, I believe on his debut tonight, coming home with a top five, so a good result for him. David Martinez, sixth. Scott Brinson, seventh. Michael Lawler in eighth. Scott Corbin, ninth. And rounding out the top 10, a fantastic result for him in the 63 was Ernie Ludwig. Disappointed in 11th place was Sage Karam after coming together with the 12th place finisher, Michael Jeans, to bring out the final caution of the night. 13th was Tony Rice. 14th, Robert Dudley led a few laps there, was involved in that incident between Karam and Jeans. 15th was Mark Walker. 16th, Raul Alvarez. Didn't really speak much of him tonight, but he came home in P16. 17th and last car on the lead lap was Johnny Antonucci. 18th and 2 laps down was Jake Champion. 19th was Kevin O'Brien, and rounding out the top 20 was Chris Walker. 21st, Ronnie Osmer. Disappointing night for him tonight. 22nd was Tyler Bickery. 23rd, Captain Will Kirk. 24th, Carl Burke. 25th, Josh Lambert. 26th, Paul Crumright. 27th, Chris Samard. 28th was Doug Kennedy. 29th, Jack Hollingsworth. 30, running out of top 30 was Matt Burkhart. 31st, Bob Lacavara. 32nd, Colin Scott. 33rd, disappointing night for him tonight was Rick Ravon, but he joined me in the booth, so that made up for it. 34th was Kevin Cornelius. 35th was Mark McFadden. 36th was Keith Mayato, another man that was disappointed tonight, but he'll bounce back next week, no doubt. That's Keith Mayato. 37th was Chris Foyles, and the last car to run tonight, and the first car to retire, was Mr. Brad Truax, myself, off in the booth tonight. Well, tough race for everybody tonight, but we now look forward to next weekend. We go to the Milwaukee Mile. Just give us your thoughts on that before we go tonight.
Well, I just hope it's better than team cautions. Hopefully we don't have double-digit cautions, and hope you get a race. It won't be pack racing, so promise you that.
Absolutely not. And Milwaukee always throws up a few surprises and a lot of hot racing action. But before that, we go to the Top Fuel Summer Light Series as they go to Phoenix. Going to be an interesting race there, Scott.
Yeah, it's actually going to be the 105th race in the league's history, so hopefully we can get past this one and have a better race on Sunday. We start the second half of the season, and the points championship over there is pretty tight. Ronnie Osmer, he's currently leading it, but I don't think he's going to be around for too much longer, is he, Sam?
He leaves on the day we actually start racing at Le Mans, so midway through August.
Oh, yeah, so he'll miss the end of the season, so that's unfortunate. So that points championship's going to heat up again between myself and like 3 other guys, so it'll be interesting these last 4 races and see how it shakes out.
Absolutely, so definitely look forward to that. That is going to be live on Bofa Broadcasting. Do not miss it. Before that, on Thursday night, tomorrow night, we are back with the Southern Motorsports Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series as they go to Watkins Glen. It's going to be a very, very entertaining race. And then Saturday, we go to Major League Esports as they take their turn at Watkins Glen. So we're going to be road course racing this week. But for now, that is going to do it for us tonight. All that's left for me to say right now is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will be back tomorrow when we're live from Watkins Glen with the Somo Racing League. Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.